Hi everyone and welcome to Inside Dakar and day 8 of the Dakar Rally, which in the itinerary is a rest day. That means there is no racing scheduled for today, but trust me, it has been a very busy day, pretty much for everyone. In the bivouac in Riyadh, the mechanics, the engineers, they're stripping the cars down. They are getting the cars prepared for the next week of racing and also for the rest of Team Audi Sport. There are lots of journalists visiting. That means it's also busy for our driver crews. So plenty going on there at the bivouac in Riyadh. So why don't we just go straight out there to Stefan Moser, who is at the moment with Carlos Sainz.
Hi Molly, thanks. We are on our last day in Riyadh, and it's the first time since a long time that we don't have to talk about dampers. We're talking about the rest day, and the rest day sounds a little bit like a holiday, but it was the opposite for us. A lot of journalists here today, only 60 invited journalists from Audi, and a lot of other journalists, and a lot of questions. It was hard work for you, Carlos, didn't it?
Well, the rest day is always a great opportunity, to speak with the journalists, to talk about the first week, to have an analysis of what has been happening and all that. And today wasn't different. We have a huge amount of people around, a lot of journalists, and it's always a very good opportunity also to explain how the car has been working, this new concept of car, and it was positive.
What was the best and the worst question today for you?
The best
And the worst?
question. Well, as you can imagine, a lot of similar questions all the time. I think the people in general are asking themselves how is it to drive this car in the desert, with the electrical power unit, and what are the main differences between driving a normal car and this type of car. And of course, I try to explain a little bit what is the biggest difference. I think we have been talking through many times, but in general, what I say is I'm happy. The pace is there, it's promising, and we need to stay positive. And of course, now it's starting the second week, and we need to really try to make a good second week. I think we are now much better prepared than 1 week ago.
Yes, but I saw you 2.5 hours in interviews non-stop. What's easier for you, 2.5 hours in the stage show and interview?
Well, it depends. If the car, I think I prefer to drive the car than the interview, but I have also no problem to answer, because I understand people want to know a little bit more curious about this car. So for me, it's no problem.
So thanks, Carlos. Good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you very
We all
much.
cross our fingers for you.
For the second week.
Back to you, Molly.
Thank you very much there too, Stefan and Carlos. We will be back with Stefan with some more interviews a bit later on in the show. But first of all, let's have a look back at the highlights from week 1 at the Dakar Rally. The Dakar Rally is one of the biggest challenges in motorsports. A challenge Audi has accepted, in typical Audi style. The Four Rings added another chapter to the history book of motorsports by scoring the first ever stage win for a car in the T1 Ultimate category, reserved for high-efficient, alternatively powered vehicles. Carlos Sainz and Lucas Cruz won the longest stage on Tuesday. What an achievement for the all-new Audi RSQ e-tron on its Dakar debut. All 3 Audi teams have recorded top 3 stage results during the first week of the event, and Audi has achieved its first target. All 3 cars have reached the rest day in Riyadh. This followed a hugely disappointing first stage for Team Audi Sport on Sunday. Last year's winners Stefan Peter Hansel and Edouard Bollinger lost any chances to fight for overall glory after breaking a damper and waiting for their service truck. Matthias Ekström and Emil Bergqvist lost an hour and a half. Carlos Sainz and Lucas Cruz lost 2. Both after issues with the digital roadbook supplied by the organisers of the event. They dropped to 36th and 47th in the overall standings and had to fight back. Halfway through the rally, they are running 14th and 25th. And the journey continues as more challenges lie ahead for the competitors in 6 more stages before the finish on Friday. Well, there were some great moments from the first week of the Dakar Rally. Let's hope for even more in the second week, and some better luck, of course, for Carlos and Stefan out there. Now we've seen the images. Let's hear what the drivers have to say from the first week, and of course the management.
I mean, we are quite happy. It's some kind of a big relief on one hand, and on the other hand, better than expected. Yeah. After 6 stages, halftime, we were 4 times on the podium. What we didn't expect, because due to the fact it's our first Dakar, it was already a big milestone, some kind of a success for us to be ready at the start. We made this. After that, we had in stage 3 the historical win of Carlos. He did P1 with this innovative alternative powertrain concept. This is a very emotional, electrifying moment for us, and especially for me, a highlight. But to be honest, seeing also the drivers helping each other. Yesterday we had the incident with Carlos. Stefan stopped, helped him repair the car, and today the P2 of Matthias. These are all highlights, and I think overall this is what the first half of the Dakar is. Leads to a very positive impression.
Yeah, we have to say we feel that we have a good pace to be able to run at the front. The car also feels really fun to drive. I still think we need to fine-tune a few things for the second half of the rally. And also the disappointment for sure was in the stage 1B, the navigation due to the difficult roadbook or problem roadbook, however you want to see it. And then the shock absorber problems we had. So you can say out of the days we had some ups and we had some downs, but we are still in the game, and we will try for the second half of the rally to see if we can climb even more in the standings. Well, I think it has been a tough first week by different reasons. First of all, obviously the navigation the first day, I'm very disappointed because it's clearly the roadbook now with more time to analyze it was not okay. It was not correct, and I think the organizers should have cancelled that point. But then we have some issues with the dampers, things that we never seen the testing. But in the positive side, I'm very happy with the car. I think all is running correctly, and I think we have a good, a good Dakar to learn for the future.
Carlos' first place in a stage with this car was absolutely incredible. I never dreamed of this, I can tell you, for the first Dakar, because it's really something special.
Yeah, it's complicated to say, but if there is a really highlight for me, it was the first day. Really, we started with a lot of motivation to do a really good result, and after only 150 kilometers you had a big problem, and you know that you need to wait the truck and the race is finished for you. So we were really disappointed. But at the end, we need to accept Dakar is still a really hard competition. Like always, I said, every day it's complicated, and it's not what we expect, but it was really not easy to accept after only 150 kilometers to lose the possibility of a good result.
To have the main conclusion, I think I'm quite happy. All the things I thought we might have, we didn't have. All the things I thought we are 100% safe, we were not safe. So this is a funny situation, but it's all manageable. It's nothing which is crazy, and to have one car, let's say, in the top 15 and one car in the top 20, 21, and yes, Stefan is only on 16th, I think is still good, because we have still all 3 cars here. And to be on the rest day with all 3 cars and all 3 cars in a good condition, that is really cool. Not everything is possible, but a lot is possible, I can tell you. You see how the cars drop out at the moment, a lot left, right and center. We thought we never have a chance to come in the top 10, and I think the chance is there at least. I will not say it's definite, but I think there is a good chance to have one car at least in the top 10, and the rest we have to see. But I'm quite positive that we have a good chance to bring all 3 cars to the finish line, and I said before that this is already a victory for me.
We had we still have some issues with the dampers, but we fixed it. So as we expected it is some kind of a test laboratory, and we have a new spec, and we think that it works now. So we are quite confident for the second half. And again, it's a big challenge for us, but we see everything what the Dakar means. It's the challenge, and I think we mastered it quite well.
Great to hear from the drivers there and the management about the first half of the Dakar Rally. Now, Sven Quant thinks it's possible to get a car within the top 10. And Stefan, you're out there in the desert with the best placed Audi driver, Matthias Ekstrom. Does he believe that top 10 is possible?
No, I have a new guest here with me at the debut today because he's for the very first time in our show. Emil Bergquist is beside me, the co-driver of Matthias, blood group A+, for all the people at home who wants to know that. Emil, you lost your window yesterday, the side window. How could this happen?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think normally the window should last this, but somehow we went in the stage 170 kilometer, and I could see that the window was starting to get loose, and I tried to catch it, but then the wind took it and it was flying away like crazy, and I did not stop to take it.
Okay, where's the window now?
I think somewhere in the desert of Saudi Arabia.
Maybe a little bit more concrete?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, when things like this happen, I will not stop to take it.
Okay, so whenever you find a side window from the right side in the desert of Saudi Arabia, please contact us and we will pay for it. Thank you very much. Back to you, Molly.
Thank you very much there, Stefan and Emil Bergquist. Now, from one co-driver, let's go to another, because it is a very complex job, the job of a co-driver. This is how it works.
You have to trust your co-driver. In case of doubt, it's the co-driver who is telling which one is the correct one. So it's really two different way of navigation. Of course, it's I would say even more difficult if there is no lines, because you have to decide everything by your own. Here you get the start, kilometer 00. So basically you have three columns. The kilometers, total kilometers, so this is the start 00, and then it's increasing. In the middle columns you get the indication. For example, this one is caution 1, right and left and right over the crest, compression in between, there is rocks. And additional information you get is the numbers here are the numbers of the waypoints, and the letters here are the kind of waypoints you are facing. I would say it's 2/3 of the time looking to the tablets, and sometimes I'm really telling to Stefan, check out what it is outside, I'm just reading. The worst, for me at least, it's in the small dunes with vegetation inside. That means the car is really moving a lot, shaking a lot. So in that case, it starts to be difficult for me. We get a bag inside the door, just in case we are feeling really bad and we need to throw up. Last year on the Dakar, it happens to me 2 times. This year, already 2 times, so I don't know. It's a bad moment for me, but it's not affecting the performance. Being a co-driver, it's living the same adventure, perhaps having the chance to be in a really nice team and car like I am now. So co-driving is perhaps the best way to live the adventure still.
Great insights there from Edouard Bollinger. Even a co-driver at that level can feel sick. I'm sure it's a bit like trying to read a book out loud while you're on a roller coaster. Give that a go. Right, like in every Inside Dakar show, we encourage you to send us questions, anything Team Audi Sport or the Dakar Rally, and we will try and answer them in every show. So let's go straight out to the desert to Stefan, who right now is speaking with Julius Serbach.
Yes, thanks Molly, and thanks to all the guys from the community for your questions. Questions of today is, can the dampers problem be solved for the second week?
I mean, we have a fix, so a new spec for the dampers. On stage 6 we saw that it worked, so we hope that it is the fix for also the second half of the Dakar.
So cross the fingers for next week. How the rest day can be used to improve for second half of the rally?
I mean, we had a tough week. So for most of the people here, it is a day really to relax. But also for the cars, we use the time to do a big service, to check everything, not in a stressed way like we have to do it during the stages, but on the rest day it's a little bit relaxeder, but we still focus on the cars and to make them race ready.
Next question is for drivers like you. At what time the drivers get up on the rest day?
I mean, they stand up between, I think, 8 or 10, but then on the rest day there are a lot of press meetings, yeah. So a lot of interviews and so on. So I think it's about 8 to 10, and then they go to all the official meetings they have to do on the rest day.
Okay, thank you, Julius. And so we come to another guest today. He just arrived today. Please welcome Olli Hoffmann, our board member and CTO. That means the head of the technical development. Olli, how was your day so far here in the desert?
Yeah, it was amazing. My first day here in the camp, and I enjoyed it very much. A lot of spirit here, and it was a good day and very interesting for me.
Good day for you, good week for us, including a stage win. Where did you see it, and how did you realize that this was the first stage win for Audi?
So every day I'm in contact with Julius, and I'm following the stages, and it was really emotional to hear about the information that we won the stage, our first stage, and later on we watched it on television. It was very emotional with the whole board team. We have a three-man group, and we wrote about it. It was really emotional for all of us.
Okay, and what's your plan for tomorrow?
So tomorrow I will join the start here, and there's some work to do. I will spend some time here in the camp, and tomorrow I will follow the start of the next stage, and keep fingers crossed for our three driver.
And then you go back with the latest information for the board meeting on Monday.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Olli Hoffmann, for visiting us, and cross the fingers for the next week. That's from our side, Molly.
Thank you very much to Stefan, Julius, and also great to see Oliver Hoffmann now on site to follow the rally. Thanks for also answering those questions. Keep them coming across all of Audi Sport's social media channels, and we'll try and get to them in the next days. In today's wiki video, let's learn more about host country Saudi Arabia. For the third year running, the Dakar Rally is taking place in the breathtaking deserts of Saudi Arabia. It is the largest country in the Middle East, and we are currently in the capital city Riyadh for the rest day. Saudi Arabia has a population of just over 32 million, with half of them under the age of 25 years. Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud is the King and Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, and he oversees the country that is the world's largest exporter of oil. The vast and empty landscapes of Saudi Arabia are the perfect backdrop for the adventure of the Dakar Rally. It is also the largest country in the world with no permanent natural rivers. The highest daily temperatures during January range from 10 degrees Celsius to high 20s, depending on where you are in the country. In terms of sustainability, Saudi Arabia is investing $1 billion into green technologies and aims to have 30% of its energy needs met by renewable sources by 2030. So racing is back on the schedule tomorrow, Sunday. So let's have a look at what's in store for our crews. Stage 7 on Sunday sees the crews leave Riyadh after the rest day and head northwest to Al Dawadimi. 699 kilometres lay ahead of them. The special stage, 401 kilometres long, and expect a lot of dune surfing with 100 kilometres of dunes to begin with. Well, that's it for today's Inside Dakar. The first half of the Dakar Rally is completed. The second half starts tomorrow, and we will, of course, be back with all of the highlights, interesting interviews, behind the scenes, you name it, we'll be there. See you tomorrow.